mouth. So initially it will be a long thread because of the presence of kapha touching the tongue. But after second vega or third vega, the thread may be breaking. Initially it will be very thick, whitish in color. But later it becomes slightly transparent like that and breaks in between. When it reaches near to the Samyak Lakshana or the fourth or fifth or sixth vega, it will be only water will be dripping out. Only water will be falling from the mouth. There is no thread formation. It is completely transparent, only water. That means that kapha is completely eliminated. Kapha cheda is there. Then you can stop. And if you want more perfection, then you can go for pitta darshana. If you want further more perfection, you can go for the pittantata. So when you try to achieve the perfection, always there is the risk of complication. That is what I say, the confidence level of Vaidya. Based on that only, one can go for the perfection. Confidence in the sense, what is confidence? Confidence is not meant that you can perform Vamana. Oh, yes, I can perform Vamana up to Pittanta. It's not the confidence. Confidence in the sense, if at all any complication happens, because whenever you try hard to achieve the perfection or Pittantata, always there is the chances of increased chance of risk of complication. So if at all any complication happens, I am confident enough to manage that complication. That should be the confidence level of a Vaidya. So kapha cheda for beginners, it is fine. So to ensure kapha cheda, next thing is pitta. So because in the amashe, urdhva amashi is kaphasthana, adho amashi is pittasthana. Once the kapha is removed, what should next come? Pitta should become. Just observing pitta is sufficient because it's act as a marker. Because kapha is removed completely, then that is why the pitta is coming. So darshana itself is fine. And the area of Vamana is not only limited to kapha. It is also limited, implemented to pitta also, because kaphasthanagata pitta also can be removed with the help of the Vamana. So that is why pittantata is also possible. That means the complete removal of the pitta. So that is the third stage. So in that, after kapha cheda, pitta darshana is observed. Further we continue the Vamana and complete pitta is removed. Okay, pittantata is achieved. Then we can stop. How to understand pittantata is there? The vata will be coming. Is it possible to come vata in Vamana? Of course. Kramat, kapha, pittam, adha, anilascha. So kramat, pitta, kapha, pitta, anila. This should come to get a complete perfect Vamana. So pittantata will be demarcated with the presence of vata. Okay. So if you have very much experience and confidence, then only go for the pittantata. Some of the complications. The main complications with the Vamana is Hina Yoga, Ati Yoga, Duschardita, non-cooperative patients, blood stains in the vomitus, giddiness. These are some of the, apart from the classically mentioned Vamana Vyapad, these are some of the very commonly seen complications. Hina Yoga, of course, you can go for the Hina Yoga management. Siddhartha Gagana Adatri, that combination can be utilized. And Ati Yoga. Ati Yoga I also already mentioned. If Vacha is more, then only the Ati Yoga may happen generally. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. In such conditions, Sheetal Upachara, Pittahara Dravyas can be given. Duschardita. Duschardita is another important complication of Vamana. Generally, Duschardita are ayogya for Vamana. Duschardita vomiting. It's not like that. In his lifetime, he never vomited. Such a person, that is the Duschardita. So I had a patient in Amrita. He was an alcoholic patient, and again, alcoholics two types. One, the patient who, the alcoholics who easily vomits, another who never vomits. Because of their habits, drinking from since morning to evening, capacity building, they might have developed a capacity to drink a large quantity, so they never vomit. Some other people are there, they drink very fast and they put finger and vomit. Again, they go back to bar and drink. Like that also, you might have seen, experienced also. Okay, so he is a Dushchardita who never vomits. Since morning, he regularly drinks. So that's why he very stout person. I give experience. I explained him the procedure of Vamana, all these Akantavana, etc. And next day, very talkative person. And next day, I made him to drink Yavagu, milk, whatever milk. Very easily, he drank everything. And after that, given the Vamana Ushadi, then I told we will wait for 48 minutes or 45 minutes. Muhurta Kala should be there. During that time, you will vomit. Then he told, doctor, if I won't vomit, what will happen? I told, no, we have another methods. I was very confident at that time. So around 40 minutes over, he slowly laughing at me. He was doing some actions. Nothing is happening like that. So then I gave him Hina Yoga management material, the Siddhartha, Kanadatri, etc. He drank that also, but still nothing is coming. He was comfortable at that time. After drinking this, again, nothing is coming out. Then he slowly started to sweat and some breathing difficulty he started to develop. Then I told you try to put the finger and vomit. So nothing is coming out. Then I give him some nala, then ask him to put eranda nala to the throat. Then slightly 1 or 2 spoon the material came out. Then he has started to get profuse sweating. Also the Vaidya also started to get the sweating. I started to get sweating because seeing the patient, the breathing difficulty increased a little more. Then I have given the Swedana to the stomach and asked him to do the Kantapidana to vomit. But very little amount of dravya came out. Then again I have given the Vacha with honey and Saindava to lick. Again, nothing, very 1 or 2 spoons of dravya is coming out. So I came to know that during this time I discussed him that he told he never vomited. First time he is going to vomit now, today, in his entire lifetime. So this was a perfect case of Dushchardita. This was my initial practice at Amrita. Then later I always take a detailed history to ensure that the patient is not Dushchardita. So what I have done in this patient, I asked him to put the finger and the nala repeatedly and vomit as much he can. 1 or 2 spoons repeatedly, around 10-15 spoons he vomited. And his discomfort slightly reduced, the breathing difficulty slightly reduced. Then I told, this is not going to happen. You go back to the room. And then I gave him some Virechana Aushadhi. Okay, so around after 12 o'clock, he started to get the Virechana. 4 or 5 times he got very severe loose motion and all the contents are empty. And around 2:30, 3 o'clock, he had the food. There was no complications of that, but this was a complication actually. Dushcharya. Adogamana of the Vamana Dravya is a Vyapam, according to Sushruta. And another, the problem, practical problem is non-cooperative patient. Sometimes the patient may not be cooperative to you during the procedure. At that time, what we have to do is, we have to convince the patient. Sometimes the patient may not be convincing. They will tell, I can't drink furthermore, I am going out. Just send me out. So at that time, you can use all the Samadhana, Veda, Danda. Danda, no Danda, don't beat. But all the other threatening aspects, consoling, everything you can try to make the patient cooperative to the procedure. So last year also, I had a patient, he was a young boy, Vamana for Kitipa Kushta. So he told after drinking 2-3 times or 2 Vegas itself, he told, no, I can't do anything. I am going out. Just send me out. And I told, no, you should not do that because after giving medicine, it's my responsibility to bring it out. Otherwise, it may end up in complication. Then he told, no, I am ready to suffer all the complications, but this I can't bear. Many times I tried to convince him, but he never became cooperative. Then finally, I told the PG student to bring the case sheet, and in front of him, I dictated to the student, you just write on the case sheet and get his signature, self-declaration like that. I have dictated. Whatever complication happens, even with the complication, even I may die because of the complication, it's sole responsibility of mine. The doctor convinced me in all the aspects. Like that, I written and asked him to put signature. Then he told, no, I won't do that. So I will finish the procedure. So this may be some tactics we may have to take during the Vamana procedure, because all the patients are not equal. But after this Vamana, next year he came for Vamana by himself, okay, because seeing the benefit. So that is very important. The blood stains in the vomitus is another common thing, blood stains in vomitus. See these pictures, these are some of the blood stains we can see in the vomitus. But this is not actual Rakta Chandrika Darshana. This may be some abrasions in the throat by doing Kanda Prapirana, or some mild capillary rupture. In such condition, or sometimes the first picture in the blue bucket with the red circle, it is a blood mixed, very diluted stain in the vomitus. But it is not because of rupture or any abrasion. This is because of gastric erosion. If the patient is having severe gastritis and gastric erosion is there, there may be some bleeding spots in the stomach. Because of that, the blood stains may be seen. In such conditions, only thing we have to do is just monitor the vitals of the patient, BP pulse, volume, nature, etc. of the pulse. And if it is stable, we can continue the Vamana till the Kapha Cheda. Once the Kapha Cheda is achieved, just send him out to the ward. But if volume pulse is unstable, blood pressure is falling down, pulse is feeble, etc., then you may suspect that it's a very serious complication. Sometimes there may be chances of esophageal rupture, etc., some serious complications, excessive bleeding, internal bleeding. Then we have to refer him to the higher centers. Okay, so that is very important. Otherwise, very comfortably we can perform the Vamana. And generally in such condition, after the Vamana, after achieving Kapha Chedana, I send them to the ward and ask them to drink half glass of water with 1 spoon of Tiktaka Gardam as a ropana. Okay. Giddiness is another thing. Generally, it happens when we use the Ashodhita or Asamskarita Madanaphala. After taking the Asamskarita Madanaphala, the patient may get slowly close the eyes and start to get giddiness. At that time, you should never allow the patient to close his eye. Do some tapping over the chest, cheeks very thoroughly, and keep him awake always. Okay, so generally after the first Vega comes out, the giddiness also reduces. Till that only this giddiness will be there. Once he gets giddiness and completely closes, it will be very difficult, and it will be very difficult for managing also. So never allow him to close the eyes and fall into the murcha. Okay. And coming to the, I think, Paschat Karma, Panipada Prachalana, Dhumupana. I will skip this thing and directly going to the yogas. Okay. Where is it? Okay. So there are very vast explanations of various kinds of Vamaka yogas in the Samhitas. But we very rarely use these yogas. One of the common yoga from time immemorial of these Ayurvedic studies is Madanaphaladi yoga. Madanaphala, Yashti, Vacha, Madanaphala Kalka is used, and Madhu Saindara. Okay, so this is one of the things. But Madanaphala, it is one of the important Vamaka Dravya for the Vamana, especially for the beginners, because Anapayitva, Madanam Anapayitva, which is one of the Shrestha Vamaka Dravya because of its less complicated nature. Okay, this is the pictures of Madanaphala. Every year we perform, we collect the Madanaphala from various parts of the country, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and all. And we'll do the Samskarana of Madanaphala also. Okay, there are two methods of usage of Madanaphala. One is Asamskarada or without Samskarana Madanaphala is used. Especially in Kerala practices, they never do the Samskarana of Madanaphala. Directly do the Madana Pippali and perform the Vamana. But in outside Kerala, generally they do the Samskarana and do the Shodhana of Madanaphala. Then only the Madanaphala is used. So for my PhD study, I have taken a study, Charakokta Shodhana of Madanaphala. Its efficacy on Vamana. So one group was given with Samskarita Madanaphala and the another group was given with Samskarita Madanaphala. So the study given a very beautiful picture why the Shodhana is required. or samskarana is required. In the asamskarita madanaphala, the vamana vegas were very, very forceful, and it was very projectile, and we in majority of the cases we were able to find the pitta darshana or pittantata. Okay, and in samskarita madanaphala, the vegas were mild and kapha was observed in all the conditions, but pitta darshana was very rarely seen. These are the two things. Apart from that, in the asamskarita madanaphala group, the patient, almost all the patient had the murcha as one of the complications. They start to get the murcha and started to get the close the eyes like that, and there will be sudden increase of blood pressure also. It was hypertensive around up to 160. They were normal BP was there previously, like 120 by 80. But after intake of this asamskarita madanaphala, it became up to 160 by 110 also. But interestingly, after the first vega vomitus, the BP also came down. And Rakta Chandrika was one of the common complication in asamskarita madanaphala group. But on the other side, samskarita madanaphala group, it never increased the BP. It was maintained normally. And murcha was very less, very rarely seen the murcha, and Rakta Chandrika was not observed. So that is why this samskarana makes the madanaphala truly anapayi. So samskarana is very important, especially for the beginners who start their career with this with these procedures. Okay, leave it. Apart from this, again, recently we have done a study on madanaphala. It was the in silico study on madanaphala. So to identify the vomiting action of madanaphala, how it acts, on what basis it acts. And we were able to prove that even before the digestion, the drugs can act in the body by triggering some of the centers like NK1H, 5-HT3, etc. in the GI tract. Before digestion itself, they can stimulate and can be triggered to the vomiting center, and it can induce the vamana. So that is why the Acharya himself says that pakam na pratipalayed. Apakvam vamanam dadya pachamanam virichanam. Pakam na pratipalayed. The vamana in the apakva avastha itself, which produces the vamana, and we need not to wait for the paka. Okay, leave it. And coming to the other combinations of madanaphala, there are different combinations like madanaphala sadhita dadi is there, madanaphala sadhita dadisara, madanaphala sadhita krishara, etc. is there. So madanaphala sadhita krishara means we have to prepare the kshirapaka of madanaphala, the cream. When the milk cools down, the cream part of that should be collected. That can be given as the Vamaka Ushadi. This is Madanaphala Sadhita Krishara. Generally in Amlapitta conditions it's indicated. Madanaphala Sadhita Dadisara. Prepare the Kshirapaka, keep it for curdling, and next day Dadisara should be collected and can be given for the woman. In Shwasa Roga, it is one of the main indication is given. These things we practiced in our Amrita in not very commonly, but according to the condition, we select these yogas. And another thing is Madanaphala Shalatu. Madanaphala Shalatu is nothing but the Apakwa Madanaphala. Apakwa Madanaphala. Generally, the people should be taken from a Pakwa Phala, Apandu, Aharitani, like that. Very clear picture is given by the Acharya. So from Pakwa Phala only people should be taken. But Shalatu means Apakwa Madanaphala or Bala Madanaphala is whole fruit is taken and which is dried under sunlight and powdered. Whole fruit is used for the whole Apakwa fruit is used for the Vamana. So this also similar to that as action is similar to that of Asamskarita Madanaphala. Causes very projectile vomiting and having some complications like Rakta Chandrika, Murcha, etc. Another thing is Greya Yoga. Greya Yoga of Madanaphala is Madanaphala Pipali is grinded and which was given Bhavana with Yashti Kashaya or Vacha, etc. and which is dried and 7 times Bhavana can be given. And this powder is kept and a lotus plant is taken, and generally what we have done is we have taken lotus plant with a long stalk and kept in a drum full of water, because in the evening we need this flower to prepare the medicine. So when the flower is blossomed, at that time we just sprinkle this Bhavita Madanaphala to the flower, and what happens in the night, the flower closes at the night in the tub itself. And next day morning, again it blossoms up. Okay, next day, take the flower out, and after doing the Samyak Siddhata, etc., after giving the Akantapana, etc., ask the patient to smell this flower. Okay, so this is one of the mild yoga, because for Abala, Sukumara, etc., this is indicated, and very difficult. It's not that easy to get the Vamana with such kind of yogas. If the patient is having Avarabala and Sukumara and very much tendency to vomit, and Kapha is very high, in such conditions we can go for the Graya yoga, etc. The another is Jimutaka Kshira. Jimutaka fibers are to be taken and kept in milk, and next day morning we can give the milk to drink. Or Jimutaka Kshira, Kshira Paka can be given with fibers, and it will turn the Kshira into slightly yellowish and very bitter in taste. By drinking 1 spoon itself, we may feel to vomit. Okay, this also can be given after the classical Purvakarma, etc. Generally, Jimutaka Kshira is indicated in Shwasa Kasa, etc. Kafajakasa, etc. Pippali in case of Shwasa. Pippali, here it is not Madanaphala Pippali, it is normal Pippali. Pippali with honey and Saindava is one of the best combination in Shwasa Rogis. Kanchanara Kashaya, Nimba Kashaya, etc. are given as Vamanopakas generally. In case of Kushta, after giving the Vama Kaushadi like Madanaphala Vacha, etc. After that, we will give around 20 ml or 30 ml of Kanchanara Tuk Swarasa or Nimba Kashaya, Patra Swarasa, etc. as Vamanopaka, because this may help to make the drug more target oriented to the Kushta. Okay. And another is the Vatsaka Yoga. This is one of the easiest yoga which we can prepare. Vatsaka Yoga in the sense, Kutajaphala, Indrayava. Indrayava, Antarnaga Mushti itself you can take and make it Kashaya. And you can use for the, along with the Vacha, Saindava, Madhu, etc. You can use it as Vamaka Yoga. And like that, there are different combinations you can try. And I think with this, I will stop the presentation. And once again, I thank the organizers for the giving me an opportunity to share some experiences regarding the Vamana, because very concisely I explained now, because each and every patient gives a lot of information. I can explain Vamana for continuously for 2 days without any slides or without any references. That is because of my experience of Vamana. Because if I start to narrate each and every patient, that itself is a learning experience. Because from each and every patient, we will get different informations. Each and every patient is new when we keenly observe. Okay. Namatra matram apyatra kinjit agama varjitam. This is a quotation from Vagbhata. I just borrow from him. There is nothing explained by me in this presentation. It's from my side. It is from my teachers and Purva Gurus and my patients. So I thank everybody for your patience hearing. And this is a small book, Shodhaniya Siddhi, published by Chaukamba. You can get it in Amazon also. I would say a practical based, a small book. There is no shloka. It's quantified form of Shodhanas are explained. And there is a Facebook page run by me, Panchakarmiya Siddhi. You can just so some of the talks, video classes by me, and some discussions, some photographs, etc. You can see in that page. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your patience hearing. I think now it's open for some discussion, some questions.
Thank you, sir. It was great pleasure listening to you. The session is open for discussion. Delegates are requested to post your queries regarding the session in the link provided in the chat box. Thank you.
So I have to check the chat box, or you will be reading that?
No, sir. I'll be reading the questions for you. Sir, can I start?
Sure.
So the first question, can you explain the clinical assessment of Leena and Bahudosha Avastha at OPD level?
I think for that you have to some basic homework. Like Bahudosha Avastha is very clearly explained in the Charaka Samhita, in the Sutrasthana, and Leena Doshatva is also very clearly explained in the Ashtanga Hritaya. Okay, so it's not a difficult thing. We have to observe for the lakshanas in the patient, and if the lakshanas are fulfilling the criteria, then we can assume that the patient is Bahudoshavastha. So I'm not going to explain that, just have a textual reading.
Thank you, sir. The next question, does Vamana works in COVID-19 since indications of Vamana contain some symptoms?
So that's why I explained. That's why I told in that slide, but I don't know whether it will work or not. So we have to do some clinical trials if patients are willing or available. But the lakshanas are similar to that of some of the symptoms of COVID-19. Kasopaleva, Swarabeda Nidra, Tandrasya Daurgandhya, Vishopasarga. Upasargigata is also mentioned in that. So that's very interesting actually. And another thing is, the Vasantika Vamana is also done in this February-March period, and almost all the pandemics also coming in this period only. See the relation. Next question.
How we can differentiate Prakopa and Vriddhi?
Prakopa and Vriddhi. Samhati Rupaha Vriddhi Chayaha, Vilena Rupaha Vriddhi Prakopa. Okay, so Vriddhi is two types it may happen. One is Samhati Rupa Vriddhi, that is Chaya, is called as Chaya. And Prakopa is Vilena Rupa Vriddhi is Prakopa. It is a basic understanding of Kriya Kala.
Thank you, sir. Next question. What is the need of Pachana in Purva Karma as Vamana Dravya does not require the Agni Sambaraka?
Agni?
Sambaraka.
What is that? Agni Sambaraka. I didn't understand the question.
What is the need of Pachana in Purva Karma as Vamana Dravya does not require the Agni Sambaraka?
Sambarka. Agni Sambarka.
Agni Sambarka.
Okay. What is the importance of Purva Karma? Because
Purva Karma.
Pakam na pratipale, and Vamana Dravya doesn't require to undergo digestion, then why to increase Agni? Okay, so that's a good question. But understanding of Purva Karma, very clearly I will explain, is not only to increase the Agni, at the same time, it helps to accept the Sneha in the body. Why acceptance of Sneha in the body is required? To make the doshas move from Shaka to Koshta. So that is why before Vamana, the Pachana is very important to make the patient Samyak Siddhata. And Samyak Siddhata is very important to make the dosha to move from Shaka to Koshta. And moving Shaka to Koshta, the dosha is very important to make them Upasthita. The Upasthita is one of the prime criteria to induce the vomiting. I think it's understood.
What is the procedure adopted if there is excess of Vamana?
Excess of Vamana. Excess of Vamana in the sense Ati Yoga. What you mean is Ati Yoga.
Yes, sir. Ati Yoga.
There are different conditions of Ati Yoga may happen. Sometimes there will be Ati Vamana Vegas may be happening, or sometimes the patient may end up in some Murcha after Ati Yoga. Sometimes there may be Rakta Chandrika Darshana. So depending on the Lakshana, depending on the end product, only we have to select the management. So if it is only Ati Yoga of Vamana is happening, or the Vegas are increased Vegas are happening, at that conditions, you just follow the Vegas till the content is empty. No need to worry about it.